All right. Good morning, San Diego. Welcome. My name is Jan. I'm one of the founders of the PAC and also CEO of SYNK. And with me is my colleague.
I'm Dieter. I'm the R&D lead of the PAC and SYNK, and we are live from Brussels.
Indeed. So for us, it's already a little bit later in the evening, but we'll try to keep the energy up. And so today we want to talk to you, give a product demo of SYNK. And tell you how it enabled us to produce real-time content, because here at the PAC we think we're riding the wave of the third digital image revolution, meaning everything becomes 3D and everything becomes real-time. We just had a little hiccup on the reel because aside from real-time productions, we also do offline rendering, high-end visual effects. So I'll run it again also for those joining in the session a little bit later. There we go. Okay, so we are the PAC. We are a digital production studio, and for us it's very important that storytelling actually meets technology. I think that's for a lot of you attending the session the same. We're all artists working with digital tools, and in the end the goal is to tell stories. And we do that in a specific way. Just a little bit, what do we have inside the PAC? We're really a diverse studio. We do post-production, we do visual effects, we do VR, we do even games, animation. We have the development team, which is Dieter's thing, DIT, and even virtual production. And how do we do that? For that we have quite a big infrastructure, and that actually enables us as well to immediately check when we test out new technologies. Like today we're going to talk a lot about real-time, how to get things into a real-time engine, but it's very important to check that in a true post-production environment. And that enables us actually to become the world's first studio to produce a real-time rendered animation feature film. And this film was released in the cinemas in 2022 as a 4K DCP. And I'll also run the trailer of that film. And it's important just to have a look at it because we're going to show a bit of the technology that we used behind the scenes to do this.
Ew! Ricky, look! There's something out there! Dad, we have an emergency!
If we don't finish our mission soon, the whole of your land's gonna dry up and freeze over.
What's the plan? Should I tell them about you?
Your land, here for you and you for us.
Look!
Hey, hey, hey! Weather's going crazy today.
This is Spitfish.
The heart of the tower has been stolen. To the tower!
So that's the trailer of the animation film, fully rendered in game engine, released in the cinema 2022. And how did we actually do that? Well, by developing a novel software platform that we called SYNK. And SYNK allows us to output to many different platforms or many different devices, from cinema projector over TVs, or even, iPad, mobile, VR, etc. Because if you put your content in a game engine, from there on you can make it both linear or interactive. And that's something that we truly like, and we want to talk about this a bit more, give you a demo of that product today. And I want to stress, if you have any questions at any time, don't hesitate to raise your hand and ask the question, so that we will just let you interact with us. It's no problem. We don't want to only to be this ex cathedra. We're going to go a little bit crazy. We're even going to go into a live demo. Now, just to see what the output is if we put stuff in the game engine, I'm gonna run a very quick clip where you will see on one hand the cinema output, on the other hand the VR, and I just can tell you that we reused all of these assets one-on-one. So let's have a look at that. So again, from SYNK going to these multiple outputs. So on the left, shots from the film. On the right hand side, some shots from the VR. And as you can see, SYNK allows you to produce content for any audience on any platform or device, as I would like to say. A little bit on the technical side, this is graphically represented how it works. On the left hand, you get your asset creation. On the right hand, we put the shot creation. You have the DCCs, digital content creation tools, where you make your assets. They get all into the SYNK database managed. It's technically speaking a lot of metadata management. And on the right side, we can output stuff in WebGL. We can output stuff to Unity and even Unreal Engine. So as an artist or as a technical person, you can configure the platform, having some plugins for the multiple DCCs. As an artist, you're going to get your task list, and you can actually quickly open DCC straight from in that window. And in an upcoming release, we also plan on giving you a nodal view of your production or your library. Where are assets? Where do they live within the production? Let's say you have a character. In which shot will that character be? You'll be able to visualize that in a nodal view. So what is SYNK? For us, it's really a toolbox. It's full of tools that are actually designed by our artists for other artists. So the whole system came to life basically by having a lot of back and forth happening. And people quickly take it up. Here we have some students in Germany playing around with our VR camera layout tools. After a couple of minutes, people get used to it and they can start using it. It's a very funny way to do layout, for example. Now, when you start up a project, since our background is partially editorial post-production, we think this is a very important thing to do. Getting your edit inside the system, so at all times you know what the length of a shot is or a sequence. So here we will showcase that based on some edits that we have of a storyboard in Adobe Premiere. We also have the sound, so we'll get that data out through a standard EDL or XML and put that in the system. Also showcasing a bridge that we wrote with Yarrow tool from the Foundry, where you can then pick up that information. Basically, we're gonna start it up. It will know the context we are in within the film, and we rebuild the timeline in that software. A lot of people like to use it to do their reviews on shots, reviews on VFX, or reviews on an animation product. Okay, so that for us is quite important to start it off, get that editorial data into the system. Up until now, we were, let's say, running offline. We were running some videos. Now let's be crazy. Bear with us. We're gonna do a live demo. All right.
And we're gonna cut between two workstations because we also have Kevin on the side who will be representing our Maya artists. But we will first start with Unity.
Yes. So so we're gonna showcase especially for you. We made this nice environment here. It's what we call our demo scene running live from Unity. However, it has a little bit of a Christmas feel. So even though we like you, welcome Autodesk University 2024. Just to showcase that we're really live here. We're gonna take off that title, bring maybe back our original one that we had there. Happy holidays. Bit early, but anyway, let's go for it. So when we inspect the scene, something pops to mind. It looks like we have a little hiccup here. Somebody decided to make our Christmas trees purple, so that obviously asks for correction. So the first thing that we want to do is actually, get a texture update and make some new texture assignment. Before we jump into that, maybe come back one second, Dieter. As you can see here, when I was talking, we see the whole timeline here down here. So that's actually that timeline that you saw in the Premiere. It's not the same one, but I mean, it's the same ID. So SYNK also builds automatically within Unity that timeline, and you have all the lengths of the shots. If you would decide later on, and we'll showcase the VR camera layout tools, that a shot should be longer, etc., we can push that data through and adapt the next stages. Let's say your Maya animation file will be adapted. Even if we move the sound, we'll make sure that comes across to Maya and keeps your animation in sync. We have a lot of tools, yeah, indeed, that are not typically present in a game engine. Like we have a storyboard overlay that you can see here. We also have the black bars. Within these black bars, we added like information about the reel, the sequence, the shot, which department are we currently working on. We are in the layout here. And we have, of course, shot and frame counts. We have some rule of thirds to help you make your shot or your framing a bit more correct. We even also have presets for the focal lengths of the camera, because you want to be more cinematic. Game engines, you can just, choose whatever format that you want in terms of the camera. But if you want to get a cinematic feel, better to narrow down. And also we bring that artist friendly to the front, so you don't have to go into all these hierarchies of the project to find actually your layout tools that you need. But I think now we can jump to Kevin and see if he can help us actually fix these trees. Right, Kevin, so you're going to load in a different texture, I think. So
he will fix his texture issue.
He will fix the texture issue that is a little bit ugly with these purple pine trees that we have here. Again, guys, don't hesitate to ask any questions. If you raise the hand, feel free to jump in at any point and ask a question or
this is
to
quite
clarify.
Standard, some sanity checks we run on every asset. We're gonna make now a small turntable. For this, we will speed it up and only do a few frames.
Exactly.
Which is now making us a preview.
Let's have a look if that looks better. Seems to be good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think you can publish that one again, Kevin.
This can be done from multiple locations. You normally don't need to be in one studio. You can be like in a different country, in San Diego or in Brussels, doesn't matter.
Yeah, we used it extensively in the multi-studio collaborative setup. It's really meant to be. That's also why we showcase it today from different workstations. And and show you live how that actually works. I think that publish is done. Let's see if we get something in the production tracker. Right.
We are cutting back to our Unity workstation, and we have like FTech open. Let's refresh.
Let's refresh and see what we
Just
get
to
coming
be sure,
in.
but I think we already have it.
Yeah,
See a nice tree. Let's see our preview again.
that looks
So we
pretty
have a
nice.
video of like what Kevin's work is done with his feedback on it.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
a nice tree.
All right. Cool.
Thank you, Kevin.
I'll do that. Thank you. All right. Good. Now, once we have this, let's have a look. Once we have this, how will we bring that back in? When I actually come back in the real-time engine and still have, you know, my purple trees. However, here on the top, we get a asset update notification. So when I click on that, I can see that there is a new version available from within the Unity interface. Obviously gonna get that coming in, and let's see what's gonna happen. So there we are.
Let's
As
see.
easy as this. It looks great. I think we fixed this. Wonderful.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think it's okay. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Seems totally fine to me. At least in terms of the textures, right? All right, good. Shall we actually maybe now go and do some cameras, Dieter? What do you
we
think
can
about
do
it?
it?
Yeah?
Let's do some VR.
Let's do some VR. Let's get into some VR. So one of the things of using real-time engines is that they are real-time, obviously, but it has, again, a lot of artistic freedom for the artist. So I'm going to go cyborg mode and get into this VR now. Get my controllers. Thank you so much. And moving up, maybe.
Yeah, you
there we
need to
are.
move up. Huh?
Need to move up, yeah. So what this gives you actually is a view on a nice old school camera. We even put some, you know, film stock in there. You got a fairly modern LCD screen attached to it, and again, it's all about the metadata. So within the tools, I have access to actually all of the shots that are lined up in my sequence, and I can freely move around within the environment. So there we are. Up. And now I kind of like need to find a position, or maybe I should first have a look at my storyboard. Doesn't give me a lot of clues here. I think a little bit uninspired, the storyboard artist. But anyway, let's find a position and change maybe this this shot that we have here. So also nice thing if you have already animations, and that's funny about the real-time workflow. You can throw things a little bit around in terms of the usual waterfall workflow that we always have to work with. So even if the animations are already there, we can still kind of like adapt the camera. So let me see and choose maybe a focal length for this as well. Up, there we go, and then make a shot. So I just simply hit the record button, and now I'm recording that shot. Okay, we can also make a variant. Maybe go up a little bit and come down like this. Nice. Got these Christmas presents there. Okay, well, let's maybe just for the fun of it, I'm gonna take another shot, go to shot 30, and why not, you know, move up into the sky and look down at my scene. Maybe, you know, record it like this. There we go. Cool. Okay,
You're happy?
I'm happy.
Okay.
Good. So let's get out of the VR session and see.
If you can see here, we have some takes we made. So we have like the first shots we did. It's here. I will interpolate.
Yep.
And I will select my first. I will first play my first shot so that everyone can see it. This is where we started. This is the original. And now I will load what we did.
Right.
Let's see what happened.
Yeah.
Completely different shot. If you can see, we are doing it live. Let's see what our other take did. Let's integrate that one. Okay, cool. Ooh, this one is yeah,
Maybe.
it's a bit weird. Let's go back, I suggest.
Yeah. Let's keep it simple. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. This works well. Let's see what we did on 30, how that went through. 30 looks like this now.
Yeah, maybe put back the blackboards so we know which shots we're talking about.
Yeah, and I'll put the burn in on. So
Yep.
30, we are here.
Yes.
Let's see. Ooh, this is something completely different. Let's see what our take did. Let's select.
Now, what is that going to give us?
Ooh.
Whoa.
It's a completely different perspective. Now we have basically a small overview shot of the action to come.
Great.
Are you happy?
I'm happy. Let's keep this. Yeah, I already feel my little Peter Jackson in me coming up. Now, what I suggest, maybe we export these cameras for future reference detail. But there is one thing.
I don't like this hole here.
Exactly. So what
Maybe we need to use Kevin again to fix this hole, because it's a bit ridiculous that there is no trees here. And
Yeah.
It looks
So-
a bit unfinished. So let's go back to Kevin.
Yeah, let's go back to Kevin. Kevin, could you basically for us do a update of that environment and fix that hole? Put like 2 or 3 trees there, a small one, a big one, as ever your artistic heart desires, and then we can show that we can still, wherever we are in the production, update that. Meanwhile, off screen we will. Shall we export the cameras for later reference, maybe?
Yeah, I will export the cameras.
Great. Okay, so you can see now Kevin is bringing in some additional trees to enhance that environment and make sure that we don't really shoot out of the environment later on. So that's typically some set dressing. Well, the reason some of you might say, yeah, but you can do set dressing perfectly in the game engine. That's all true. But don't forget, when you work in larger teams, you don't always have the artists at hand that know Unreal or Unity. And a lot of the modeling obviously is done in DCCs like Maya. So it's easier. People are familiar with the tool. Let them work in the tools that they're familiar with, and just fix that set dressing within the DCC itself. I think we got. He's really fast, Kevin.
Is he?
I think he already finished this up. That's great.
I think he still needs to publish. Let him publish.
Okay, let him publish. And I think, did you meanwhile publish your cameras?
I didn't publish my cameras. I exported them.
Okay, well, we will still have to publish them as well, actually, right? So to get them going through the flow
But
later
Kevin
on.
is so fast in Maya, I'm gonna wait a bit for him.
Are you going to wait? Yeah. Again, guys, anybody has some questions at any point, don't hesitate. We also have some polls running that you should probably see in the Zoom. So answer these ones. They're quite interesting for us to
I'm
get the answers
getting
on
back
that.
to us, and I'm gonna check if Kevin did his work to review it first of all. So I'm gonna see what did Kevin do. Huh. I like it, Kevin. It's a bit fast, but I really like what you did.
Yeah, nicely closed there. Great. Okay, cool. Okay, so now that we have this, why don't we jump back into
Yes, let
Unity?
me check. I have a red button, so I have a small reminder that I'm doing something.
Hey, why don't you go a bit closer to
Let me go closer.
Yeah.
Let me turn this off. So, can everybody see this big empty nothing? Let's update our dressing. Let's see how quick it goes here. And let's see if we like what Kevin did.
No. Okay.
No,
Saved.
we're just rearranging everything.
Cool. Rebuilding.
Let's check it out.
All right.
Everything.
Can you play that back right now? Oh. Great.
Somebody needs to go home. So I will go to my game view. Let's play it one more time. Oh, that I don't need. Let's see how it looks now.
Yeah, we see these trees nicely covering the open space. So whatever action is gonna play later on will not be bothered by that. Oh, we got a new camera
I
here
love
as
my
well.
shot.
Great, this one as well.
An establishing shot. I think that all looks good for this part of our demo. So I think I will go for some publishing.
Yeah. Yeah, bring these cameras out for future reference. I think we need to go version 30.
I will give it back to Kevin.
Okay. Hi, Kevin. We got some camera updates because, I mean, obviously we already have animation in this demo project, but usually you do your dressing, then you do your layout, and then you basically move it on to the animators. So what we're gonna actually show you as well is having updated this camera and bringing that back into Maya. So once we're done with that, we should have...
Let's go back to Kevin.
Let's go back. I think you should now have our updated camera. Let's see. Kevin, did you get that?
And the poll is looking good. We see a lot of people want to see some Unreal, 66% apparently.
All right. Should we get
Getting
to that?
worried?
Yeah, we should get worried. Now we're talking a lot right now about moving back and forth between Maya and Unity. 66% people want to see some Unreal in action. Well, we might be able to cover that.
Yeah,
Peter,
yeah. I think we can do that in a bit when Kevin is happy with what we did on our side of the job.
Yeah.
I think we had more fun because we did it in VR and in real time, and Kevin is looking at Maya in some gray, but I hope he's happy with our work.
Yeah,
Are you?
so...
I think so.
Okay, great. He's happy. So let's say you need to animate that shot. So we just brought that camera from Unity VR layout tools back to Maya, so you can start reanimating the shot, adjusting the shot according to that camera. Or if, of course, normally animation wouldn't have been done yet, you can start up your animation with that updated camera that came from Unity. All right. Great. So we covered that as well. The Maya camera looks fine. What are we gonna show next, basically? The dressing is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
we did
happy
that
with
as
that.
well. Very cool. Since we seem to have a lot of people in the poll wanting to see something in terms of Unreal,
Should we do some Unreal?
I think
We can do some Unreal.
I think we should do some Unreal. All right, so opening up Unreal Engine. As you can see,
We
this
have an
scene
empty level.
is an empty level.
Let's open some tools that are familiar. We have the same looking tools like we have in Unity and or in Maya. We're gonna start with bringing back that amazing dressing work that Kevin did. So let's build an environment, which he pressed. It's quite funny because sometimes we call this like a new render pipeline for Unity, because we actually made most of the caches and all the stuff in Unity, and now we just all rebuilding it in Unreal after, yeah, we did it in Unity with
Yes.
the VR layout tool, so all the cams are done.
Yeah. So,
Unity.
I mean, one of the other poll questions that we had is like, how do you usually transfer your assets from a DCC into the game engine? I know that's also often something that people get really, really frustrated by because it's a lot of manual work. However, what you just saw happening here live is that we rebuilt that entire environment that we had in Unity as well in Unreal. So right now our environment is there. That's pretty nice.
You have some lighting, Kevin?
Looks pretty good. And I mean, even these trees that you just added there are actually
All there.
yeah, all there. Great. Yeah, maybe we should pimp a little bit the lighting. That's another thing I love about working in game engines myself. We can rebuild it from scratch, keep that lighting there, and
Get a different mood completely.
yeah, interactively on the fly. It's quite nice to be able to do that. So here we are, our environment in Unreal Engine. Bear in mind we go the difficult road. A lot of these transfers that we do with SYNK are based on FBX data. The reason why is like if you want to go interactive, you want to keep as much as possible
Yeah.
of the real time.
We really like to build a content universe in our game engine so that like the environments are once built, so basically your film base off the environment work for your VR or game so that everything has a better look and you can be more creative with the storytelling
And
itself.
the projects themselves, they stay light because if we would like also for the feature film we worked on previously, do all this in Alembic, obviously that would be possible, but game engines have this one annoying thing. They import everything within the project, so that starts to become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So there where we can, we'll revert as much, we will use as much as possible FBX. Also in terms of when you really want to be real time, when you want to port it to a VR or something, you will still be able to do that. If it's all full of Alembic, it's gonna really slow down and it might not give you the performance at all that you're looking for a real-time project.
Don't we need some shots? I think we need to rebuild our sequence timeline and add our cameras that we lovely created in VR. Let's bring it back here
Yeah.
in Unreal.
Again, I mean, as I told you, I'm a fan of timeline data,
Yeah,
right? I
we
want
come
my
from
shots.
the timeline part, so we like to have shots to edit them, to sync them between different DCCs, and that's what we in general do. Kevin is now just putting everything ready, and
Alright.
let's show our shots. Looks quite familiar,
Yeah, exactly.
but we are missing something. I like it's a bit more sinister, but we are missing our animation caches and the interactive part. So Kevin, let's do a final button click and bring in what we created earlier.
Yeah.
So the poll 2 was most people, 57% does it manually, 11% are a bit braver and does it scripted, and then 32% does it via an asset management system.
Okay, cool. So as you can see here with SYNK, we basically also do it through an asset management system. But it's not only just about the assets, it's not only about your models, it's not only about your textures, it's about the whole thing. It's about timelines, it's about cameras, it's about really bringing this back and forth
It's
between the DCs.
assetizing all the departments. Our editorial department is on the same asset management system as us, and it all talks together between the very traditional post-production tools and suites we have with the newer world of the game engines that the kids like Kevin.
I wouldn't call him a kid. Anyway, so seeing live coming in, all these animations again in Unreal. Okay, maybe Kevin, just wind it back to the start. Play
Let's
this.
see our fantastic shot 20 and 30.
Yeah, I want to see how creative we were this morning in San Diego and evening in Brussels. Let's go and have a look at how that looks. Fantastic. I already start to feel this Christmas vibe coming up. Great. Look. What I love is doing VR layout in Unity, moving it seamlessly to Unreal, having a bit of play in both. Obviously, as you can see, our tool set in Unreal is slightly less elaborate at this point than we have in Unity. But I think we covered the basics, we covered the most important stuff, and we can see that we entirely run this whole animation demo project from Unity to Unreal. Now maybe I think we covered this. One additional thing we can show that we're also quite a fan of while working. You saw a lot of play blobs being rendered out during this presentation. However, we're also a fan of taking things really into the real-time space. And so one of the things that we decided to build is also having, WebGL previewers directly connected to your output in the project.
Especially as a creative person or a director, I love to see what my team or artist created in Maya, and that I just can review it in my browser or from my phone wherever I am.
Yeah,
and
this runs actually pretty nicely on an iPhone, and not a 16. I think even a 12, 11.
No, we are running it for the last 5 years on all the basic iPhones, and it really works well. And these are some assets of different projects we did, ranging from film to VR experiences. Shout out to the werewolf experience.
Yeah, shout out to the werewolf experience, indeed. And then it's a nice way of reviewing, avoiding turntable rendering, etc., etc. We're gonna probably keep on developing this, having some better shader control or light control on this as well. And integrating it in the desktop app of SYNK as well, so that you as an artist can immediately, like on your desktop, when you finish work or when you make a deliverable, have a review of these assets right away. Do we have any other results of polls coming in, Dieter?
I don't see a new poll. I am still at poll 2.
But right. Great. I think basically we did the round trip. We covered more or less what we wanted to cover. So I think, as I said, I would like this to become a little bit interactive. I would like you guys to be able to ask us questions. As you can see, we have all the tools at hand. So if you want to, we can dive into one of the elements a little bit more deeper, or answer some of your questions. So basically, for us, I think it is now time for a Q&A. There we go. Okay, so that concludes a little bit the product overview. Happy to answer any questions that come from the audience, or something that you want us to elaborate on, something that you want us to see demo to you again, or if there are any other questions regarding parts of this whole process that you would like to see, that we maybe went a little bit too fast, that you have questions around. Anybody's daring to raise a hand?
Or we need to do another poll. Or I will say the poll results. Apparently, some people don't have issues. I'm happy for them. Some have sometimes issues, and a few of them, 13%, have all the time issues. I feel sorry for you guys.
Yeah. So obviously, as you can see, we try to take away a lot of these issues. You saw it working live here. So we try to take away a lot of the annoying, the nuisance, the little hiccups that you have working within the game engines.
And also we try to bring the creativity back by enabling the storytelling tools, like being in your content universe in VR, make the shots, find new ways to tell your story the way you want, instead of being busy with fixing pipeline stuff, which is annoying and boring. It's more fun to just being creative and tell it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, good. I hope, in any case, you enjoyed the session. We're still going to hang in a little bit. If anybody comes up with a question, feel free. Of course, this session is being recorded, so you'll have the chance to review it later on.
Also, feel free to reach out to us. We are on the interwebs. You can ask us questions, email, or just, if you want more info, feel free.
Yeah, feel free to reach out. What I might maybe do is quickly bring up the website of the product as well, in case you wanna browse around a little bit. But this was a quite comprehensive demo that we were giving here,
And for everyone in school, feel free to let your teachers reach out. We have some educational promos as well.
Absolutely, we do. Yeah, there we go.
And we have the great honor to enroll it now in one of the Belgium schools near to us, so we are quite happy with that. And we are having a lot of fun with it because we are doing it now for the second year.
Absolutely, we're really quite happy about that. So www.synk.cloud. If you want to reach out to us, you can find us there, or through the back website. That's a possibility as well.
Do we have another poll or not?
No, we had
Only
three polls.
Okay, cool.
We had 3 polls, Dieter, and I think everybody was so nice to answer
Thank you
these
all
polls.
for participating.
Thanks you all for participating, and again, don't be afraid to ask any questions. Or we were extremely clear today.
Come, Kevin. Let's see them.
Thank
Kevin
our
again.
artist that was working behind the scenes. Thank you so much, Kevin, for joining us and doing all the work. All right.
Cool. I think it's done, huh?
Thank you.
And if there are any questions popping up in the near future, reach out. We can do another demo again, or tailor a demo to the subjects you want. We are willing to do that, and really excited about doing that.
Yeah, we got all the gear set up right here. So whenever you want to dive into one of the subjects, or see something specific, we try to keep it, like tackle some of the most recurring topics that we see throughout the productions, but we could deep dive a little bit more in some other aspects if you want to.
Yeah, fantastic.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I just want to ask regarding the DeFi render.
DeFi render?
It was mentioned. Yeah, it was mentioned on this presentation.
No. So we showcased that you can either render out from Unity or from Unreal.
Yeah, and both are traditional post-production, cinema compliant, AOVs, AXR, fully tested in our grading facility. It's one of the things we do because we have the benefit that we have a full grading suite at our 2 locations in Belgium. We can test everything that comes out of a game engine and guarantee that it works and plays on cinema.
Yeah. So, and obviously all of this, what we do, we can come up with the most funny workflows. So, you know, you could just use Unity with the VR camera layout tools to go very quick, do like a first draft of your layout sequence, and then you can still port all that back to Maya. So if you say like, oh no, I want to do traditional offline rendering, that's all fine. You can do that as well. So you can pick a little bit of the tools that we came up with and then combine it, either real-time rendering, traditional offline rendering. That's also a possibility. And that's a funny thing that we now saw, bringing that project from Maya to Unity, from Unity back to Maya, from Maya to Unreal Engine. And so you can actually even choose to, as Dieter said, use Unreal Engine as a renderer for things you did in Unity, and whatever you want to choose. Basically, you can start really combining the toolboxes as you please. You know, so yeah.
So you dream the story and we will help you build it.
Exactly. And so this whole thing is really specializing on, if you want to extend your IP, going from not just purely linear, but also making it interactive. That's one of the things that we like to do as well. Yeah. But then again, as we said in the start of the presentation, this system allowed us to be the first studio in the world to render a full feature animation film with a 4K DCP output in the cinemas, straight from the Unity engine. We started all that up in 2017-18. Film was released in 22, so that's all possible. So doesn't need to be interactive, right? We see the use of Unreal a lot more. Not a lot of people are that familiar with doing these things with Unity, but it's still, especially in the cartoon rendering, it holds up very well. You can get very decent results out of that. But then again, if you decide to go Unreal, fine as well.
Yeah. And we are now developing in close beta flow integration as well. Currently, we heavily integrate with F-Track, but we are transitioning to multi post-production tracker output. So flow or F-Track doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Coming somewhere next year.
Coming somewhere next year, probably throughout the year or by the end of the year. We'll also release support for Flow.
Also, small side note, we are on the 2 European popular festivals. We will be attending FMX again and Annecy next year. If you want to have an in-person demo or catch up or have a beer, feel free to come pass by our booth. Both of us will be there.
Yeah, FMX, Annecy, we might pick another festival in the US next year. Probably SIGGRAPH with one of our colleagues, tool builders. We might be busy. We might be present at SIGGRAPH as well next year.
And Kevin for demoing and presenting to everyone. Thank you everyone for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the rest of the Autodesk University experience, and we will be in touch. Thanks everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have fun.
Bye.
Have fun. Bye-bye.